These are some bizarre money tips that I have used to keep my savings rate between 60 to 70% over the past decade. Long before hacking and all this other terms like that were a thing, you just had to be a little bit strange and do things like we are going to discuss today. Because I believe if you just be a little bit strange, a little bit bizarre, you too can achieve financial freedom and be able to retire early. So make sure you're subscribed because they don't want you knowing this, and I want you to be completely free from all the mess that's out there. So the first bizarre tip is avoiding ads. Seems innocuous, but think about what you have to do in order to avoid ads. That means I don't personally watch TV, meaning I don't get hit with any of the ads that are out there. I don't watch ads on YouTube, for example. Right here, where we're talking about being on YouTube. I don't watch the ads on here. I don't sign up for newsletters or anything else like that. And if I do sign up in order to get a discount on something, I immediately unsubscribe the moment that I use that discount because I don't want to get any more of their ads. I don't sign up for anything that is free because that is actually code word for sales funnel, and you're going to be stuck in their sales funnel. And by the way, that initial free thing is the easiest part to turn down. The hard part is all the great sales funnels that are being created out there by really, really smart people that make it a lot harder to ignore those sales pitches. You can't get sucked into that sales funnel in the first place if you never sign up for the free thing over here. I go as far as to completely avoid looking at billboards or anything else like that. I do not want any sort of ads seeping into my brain, either consciously or subconsciously, that will sway me into spending my money. Instead, most of it goes in my pockets into my savings account to be invested later. Number 2 is to embrace being weird. This one's easiest to describe by just giving you guys examples. I am considered weird because I don't eat out all the time, despite the fact I can afford to eat out whenever I want, however I want, at whatever restaurant I want, but yet I choose to eat at home a lot because it is simply cheaper to do. I'm weird for choosing to grow my businesses instead of following my favorite sports teams or, that really cool new Netflix show or anything else like that. I choose to grow my businesses instead, and trust me, that makes me weird in the eyes of everyone, including my family. I'm weird for driving an old used car when I can afford any car that I want. Remember, that wasn't always the case. That became the case that I could afford any car that I want because I was weird at the beginning and chose to drive something well below my means, and I haven't seen any real point in upgrading. Why? So I can have the headaches, so I can have all the drama and the money coming out of my pocket that comes along with all that sort of stuff. And for what? I mean, it's not like I'm a race car driver, so I don't need performance per se. I need reliability, I would agree, but you can get a great used car that's really, really reliable. It's just not going to be nearly as cool as what you want, which of course means you're caring what other folks think. I don't care about what other folks think who don't know me, will never know me. And more importantly, if somebody that I do know, that I do love, that I do want in my life is judging me based on my car, it's not somebody I want in my life anyways. So for me, I'll just look weird to everybody else out there. The third bizarre thing that I do is view money as work time. Now this one's a little bit more involved here, so let me just kind of give you an example to kind of illustrate the point and how I kind of look at money and spending money in regards to time, and more importantly, work time. So if you make $20 per hour and you want that new iPhone, well, do the calculation on how many hours you have to work in order to pay for that iPhone. And the number right there is obviously 50 hours. Remember, that's 50 hours worth of work before taxes. So if you make $20, you don't actually make $20. But just to make the math simple there, you got to work 50 hours in order to pay for that phone. And that's not 50 hours worth of work and then I get that phone. That's 50 additional hours on top of the hours that you already work in order to actually be able to afford that phone. Basically, you added 50 hours to your working life in the end whenever you can stop working anymore. May not seem like a whole lot right now, but do that for every single dollar that you spend over the course of an entire month, and you realize how much working time you added towards your actual retirement date. It's a simple math problem that shows exactly how much extra time you're going to have to work in order to have those things. You want that new car? Don't worry about the monthly payment. Who freaking cares? Calculate how much extra time you're going to add to your work life to buy that new car. And those of you guys out there that buy a new car every few years, you are adding years upon years to your working life, because if you just buy an average new car, really used cars now are just about as expensive as new cars, but nonetheless, it adds 1 to 2 years on the end of your working life. So if you're buying a new car every 2 years, you're essentially making it to where you're going to work forever. You're never going to catch back up. Guys, it's basic math. I'm not here to argue about it because the math tells me the truth in regards to this. Oh, and by the way, I didn't include the cost of gas and cost of maintenance, tires, all that other good stuff like that all come along with owning a car. And with insurance rates going up, that's another cost that you're going to have to account for as well, and adds more time to your working time into your working days. So the fourth bizarre thing I do is avoid social media. Statistically speaking, those that use social media spend more money online than those who do not use social media. That's not an accident, guys. That is exactly what social media has turned into. Those companies have figured out we can make a lot more money. We're talking billions upon billions upon billions of dollars here if we just show you ads. So even if you're one of those people who just simply has social media just simply to show family members photographs, for example, you're being exposed to ad after ad after ad. In between those cute little baby pictures that you're looking at there, you are constantly being bombarded. But let's be honest, most people don't just follow the 5, 10, 15 family members. They follow other folks who are influencers, who are maybe celebrities, who are maybe just pillars of the community. Whatever the case is, guess what? The vast majority of those folks at some point in time will be selling something to you, meaning you are constantly being bombarded either by ads from the social media company or other type ads, even if they seem innocuous, from other people you're following. The entire idea of social media is built around separating you from your money and your time in the end. That is the actual premise of the business of social media. So if you don't want money coming out of your pocket, whether you like it or not, you have to get off social media altogether. And the last bizarre thing that I do to increase my savings is set a savings goal. You're right, that doesn't seem bizarre at all, but yet the vast majority of people out there statistically don't have savings goals at all. They don't have any goals at all. It can be something as simple as just setting a goal to save enough money for a down payment on a house, or it can be I want to have X amount of money in my retirement account in order to retire. There are all kinds of different savings goals that you can have. Hey, save for college, save for that new car, or maybe a nice used car, for example, like we talked about earlier. But you have to set that goal. But the reality is most people do not even do something as basic as setting a savings goal in the first place, which of course means you're never actually going to save, because you don't save randomly for no good reason. You got to set some sort of a goal there in order for you to achieve and hit, in order for you to consistently save money towards that goal. Maybe you want to be rich. Maybe you want to start investing. Maybe you want to start a business. You won't be able to do any of those if you don't have a savings goal forced in order to set you up for that. The good news is this channel is all about alternate routes to financial freedom, getting that wealth, and retiring early. They want you working forever. I want you to be completely free from this mess. So make sure you're subscribed so that way you get this information. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.